And I want to give a few comments about what I call the fitness, health, well-being continuum. This is what I'm about, and everything I say is just straight from the heart and the mind, from me to you. I'm not looking for agreement or popularity or consensus. I'm simply sharing my life experience, what I know to be true from my own life. So this is what I'm about. This is what I do. I breathe this. I live this. And so I want to first start talking about fitness and what fitness is. And normally, when we think about fitness, depending on your level of education and awareness, if we go back maybe 30 years, the maybe image of fitness would be something like a bodybuilder, like an Arnold Schwarzenegger. So it's a particular aesthetic where the muscles look a certain way. And we've kind of grown beyond that and understand that looking fit isn't necessarily the same as being fit. To another mindset, fitness might be associated with, say, a triathlete, someone that has low body fat and large, oxygen capacity. To someone else, fitness nowadays might be represented by, a CrossFit athlete. And fitness in these contexts does not necessarily define health. In other words, one can be fit in terms of any measure that we would use to gauge fitness. So they may have a low body fat, good muscle tone, a pleasant aesthetic, and even other parameters such as perhaps they have low blood pressure, balanced cholesterol and other hormonal levels, and so on. However, fitness is not synonymous with health. So it is possible to be fit without being healthy. And for example, a person may have good fitness, good capability to move and use their body. However, they may not be mentally healthy. They may have excessive stress. They may have a poor focus. They may have depression or any other types of psychological and emotional imbalances, which would prevent that person from really being healthy. Further, someone may have a wonderful looking body, but maybe they have an inflamed liver from using, years of supplement use. And so, again, the appearance of fitness is not synonymous with health. I would say that fitness is a part of something bigger, which I call health. And further, health is a subset of something even larger, which I call well-being. It's possible to be fit and healthy. However, that does not necessarily make one well or does not provide well-being. Well-being includes not only fitness and health, it also includes mental and emotional wellness and well-being and a balance in life. So for example, you're fit and healthy, but you have struggles with relationship, or you have struggles with finances, or you have struggle with communications, these types of things. So your life is not necessarily well because you're doing well in a certain area, but maybe doing very poorly in another important area. And so this continuum of fitness as a part of something larger called health, as a part of something larger called well-being, this is the guideline that I'm using and that I'm coming from. The goal really is well-being as an overriding goal. What I like to call the health happiness. So we can be healthy but not be happy. And we can be happy, not necessarily healthy, to be healthy and happy together. This is going to lead us to well-being, to wellness. And so with that little background, what I want to really focus this conversation on is how can we be healthy, and health as a segue into well-being. And more than any other single factor, we have to look at the mind. We have to look at our state of mind. So is health predicated upon what we eat? Certainly, partially, yes. Nutrition, nourishment is an important component of being healthy. That said, there's as many ideas about what healthy nutrition means as there are people. So that's something that you have to discover through your own trial and error as far as what foods nourish your body, and not necessarily what you read in a book or what someone says is a particular research. In other words, who's giving the information? Is that person healthy? Is that person vibrant? Is that person energetic and powerful? So that's the guideline that I use. I listen to people that actually live what they talk about. And however, nutrition is not the only component of being healthy and being well. We could look at movement and exercise. That's certainly a critical component. However, that's not the only component. Many people are fanatical about exercise, not necessarily healthy. Looking at performance, again, it may be a component. It's not in and of itself healthy. We can look at professional athletes. They have tremendous performance capabilities, may not be healthy. Many athletes are passing away or being hospitalized with all types of injuries and internal imbalances, traumatic brain injuries, and so on. So if we look at these different factors, let's say blood chemistry or hormonal balance, those are individual components, but those are not the fundamental or essential root cause of health and well-being. And that's what I'm focusing on. And the most important thing is our mindset. And what I mean by that specifically is what you believe, what you think of yourself, what you think about the world you live in has the most impactful impression upon your ideas about health. So what I'm telling you is that the only true reality is health. The only true reality is well-being. Sickness is not the true reality. Sickness is a temporary state. In other words, instead of thinking of health or sickness as if they're oppositions, we have health and absence of health. And I'm coming from the point of view of what we would call unity. Unity contrasts with duality. Most of us are raised in a dualistic education model, whether it's through our schools, first and foremost through our tribes, our parents, our relatives, the people in our community. When we're children, we are given information based on their beliefs, and their beliefs probably come from largely the beliefs that their parents impressed upon them and straight down the line. And so with this dualistic mindset, this is what causes us to think in terms of good, bad, God, devil, right, wrong, healthy, sick, rich, poor, black, white, and so on. And this dualistic mindset keeps us divided. It keeps us distracted. Unification is the recognition of the interrelationship of everything. Okay, the fact that we are all interconnected at some level. And if we look at history, and if we look at his story, or the story of mankind, we go to anthropology. All of us actually descend from just a few tribes. If we look at